I'm so done.
Welcome back to a new episode of She's in a Pod.
Hey.
Pew, pew, pew.
We are really excited today because we have a very special guest.
Yes,
I'm sure most of you know her, but before we introduce our special guest,
Yes.
I'm Shade.
I am Bianca, aka BB.
And I am Jenny.
Yeah.
Cool, and welcome to another episode of She's in a Pod. Episode 2?
Episode
2
2,
or
season 3.
3. Yes.
Yeah.
We hope you
Yes,
enjoyed
yes.
our first episode. We do again have a part 2 coming soon.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So it was so lit. But this episode, we are so honoured
Yeah.
that she would grace us with her presence.
and knowledge.
Because child, she is booked and busy.
Mate,
Okay?
seriously.
I'm Shade, can you do the tongue roll, please?
Oh,
There you go. I can't do it, so I have to get Shade to do it on the go.
on your behalf.
Yeah. Anyways, we are accompanied by the amazing Kia.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Amazing Kia.
guys.
Now, if you don't know about Kia, she hosts an amazing podcast and platform called Pennies to Pounds, and it's all about financial literacy.
Yeah.
And we had to have her. Like, we
Yeah,
we
we had
are.
to.
And she makes
So
financial
much.
literacy fun.
Oh,
that's what
fun.
I
That's what I
personally
digestible.
love. Yeah.
Because listen,
Thank you.
sometimes you're reading up about this. I'm like, oh, this is not going. It's not going
not
in.
going
Like,
in.
It's not going in. But she makes it digestible. And we're gonna let her introduce herself, like talk a little bit about herself. And we're gonna ask her about pennies to pounds a little bit. But we just want to say that Pennies to Pounds is an award-winning podcast.
No,
Yes.
guys.
Okay, so we had to.
Shade,
we had to.
Shade.
Oh,
So,
Yeah,
award-winning. We were so
amazing.
honoured that we
Yeah.
were nominated alongside of
No,
Kia.
so was I. When I
honestly.
saw you guys, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing category.
You know, it was.
Honestly.
The whole
Yeah,
category was amazing.
honestly,
actually,
yeah.
I
It's
must
really
say.
good.
Yeah.
But Kia, how are you, darling?
I'm all right, thank you. How are
You
you?
good?
Yeah.
We good. We're happy
good.
that you're here.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
happy.
happy to. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're so
So-
happy to be here.
Please introduce yourself, sis.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about
It's
you.
like what you do.
Yeah.
Do you know this is like the one point people ask me like, oh, tell us about yourself. I'm like, I don't know.
What did you say? Yeah.
So my name's Kia. I am 22. I'm a personal finance guru and public speaker.
Boy.
Boy,
Obviously, as you mentioned, I'm the creator of the Pennies Pounds platform.
Yeah.
And I'm a co-host on the BBC 5 Live podcast, Your Work Your Money.
Amazing.
Go.
Absolutely.
Again, like
amazing.
I said,
Thank
booked
you.
and busy.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to do, I know, Jen, do you want to do this? No, icebreaker.
Go on.
A
Just to
little,
warm you
little
up a little bit
icebreaker.
before we get into the
Go on.
nitty and gritty.
Go on.
So, what are we going to do? What icebreaker
Okay,
are we
I
gonna
think
do?
we should do a would you rather.
Okay,
Just
exciting.
you know,
Hmm.
I won't. Don't worry, we won't. You
So,
know,
like,
make
so
it
kind
too
of like a
much.
this or that.
No, it's
This or
fine.
that,
Make as
yeah.
much as you want. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
Take it where
you guys need to help
Take
me.
it where you want.
This or that. Okay, we'll keep it simple. So, would you rather? Would you rather jump off a plane,
What?
skydiving?
Oh, okay.
All right,
You could have said skydiving.
Oh,
But
yeah,
basically
not
jumping
to
off
kill
a-
herself.
Commit suicide. Like,
No,
what's
you're
going on?
It's suicidal a little bit.
Nah, it sounded a bit
My
mad.
bad. Okay, let me
Oh
just
my
clarify.
days.
Would you rather skydive for sorry. Would you rather skydive for 1 mil? Yeah. Or would you rather eat, this is a bit vulgar.
I knew
No,
it
no,
was
go
coming,
on,
you know.
go on. It's
Would
fine.
you rather eat just a teaspoon
Yeah.
of dog shit
Theses.
and then win and then get million?
Honey, call me Superwoman because I'm flying out that plane.
Okay, but
Seriously?
okay, but
Yeah.
what about that? Yeah, so like jumping out of a plane for a meal,
Yeah.
or eating a bit of dog theses for 5 mil.
No,
Ooh.
the thing is in life, you can't be greedy.
Oh,
I'll
God.
take the meal.
It's fine. I'll take the 5 mil. Let me.
No,
I
the
would
thing
do
is-
it. I would
do that. Just go on a
my
detox.
stomach.
Honestly,
My stomach.
straight
I'll be
after.
vomiting for a week straight. I cannot. I cannot.
It's worth the
No.
5 mil though.
It's worth
Okay,
it.
so would you rather?
Go on.
It's more of a this or that. This or that is. Okay. How? Please hold on. I won't be alone. 'Cause I know my sister. I know I'm not the only Caribbean in the room now. Yeah.
What country are you from, Kia?
Dominican, Jamaica.
There we go. Finally, I'm not alone. So plantain or plantain?
Oh no!
Planting.
Okay.
For God's
Oh my
sake.
Let's do.
goodness.
First of all,
For God's
no one asked you for your
No.
opinion. Stay over there.
Can't
Okay.
do that.
Oh, height or beard in a guy.
Ooh, height.
Okay. Okay. We hear that.
Right.
We hear that.
I'm
we
gonna
hear
have to
that.
agree with you.
Shana, you got
Yeah.
any ones? You got any this or that?
Movado Vibes Cartel.
You're such a look at this racist
Listen,
girl.
man.
Just talk about. She
No,
is
man.
Jamaican, yeah.
I know,
And
she
she
actually
started
ran with
doing
it.
her Vibes
She-
Cartel.
Nah, for me,
cartel. What way your Benz beat them?
Yeah, but they got no class that hey. You forgot that no Vaz cartel. That's my guy.
Wait, I want to say that.
That's my guy.
Okay. Oh, one more. Let's do one more. Let's
Go
do
on.
that. What can we do? Oh, okay. Let's do a few more. So,
Go on.
white rice or rice and peas?
White rice. I don't know. Rice
Oh,
and peas.
thank
Do
you.
you know what? A lot of people
I
say
don't know
that.
rice and
Thank
peas.
A lot of people say
I'm
that.
not, I,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I prefer
I'd
white
prefer-
rice.
Yeah.
I think the peas get in the way, to be honest.
Really?
For me.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
No.
I'd just rather
It
not.
adds the protein to the meal, guys.
I'll forget
Come
the protein.
on.
I'm eating Caribbean food. I ain't looking for
Exactly.
protein in
It
that
adds
meal.
protein. It's nice.
Okay, let's do a Caribbean thing. Boiled dumpling or green banana?
Boiled dumpling.
Okay, cool.
What's green banana?
It's green banana.
Literally green banana.
Are
Literally.
you talking about green
You boil
plantain?
it. You can boil it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
boil it.
Green plantain.
It's like it looks like plantain. It's green banana.
It's actually a banana.
It's a banana.
It's actually a banana.
Yeah,
But
we
it's
boil
actually-
it.
it's just not
nice
ripe.
though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we boil it. You can boil
Yeah.
it.
Is it
and then-
sweet?
No.
Not really. No. Yeah.
Caribbeans are very
I don't
interested.
know.
in
Whatever.
Very
Okay, let's do
interesting
one last one. Let's
people.
do like a fun one.
Go on.
Let's do a. Oh, okay. Vacation in Bahamas
Ooh.
Yeah.
or girls trip to Maldives.
Cheese.
Aldi girls trip.
Okay.
Oh,
Girl trip, man.
okay.
I'm here for fun. I mean, like, you go with your partner, yeah. Okay, like
It's true.
alright.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Buddha.
But then, mate, I'm ready to
Definitely.
drink, sober up the next day. Let's go again. Let's
No,
go.
it's
Yeah.
true, it's
I'm ready for that.
true, it's
Yeah, man.
true.
It's true.
Yeah, that is. Okay, that was fun. That was
Yeah,
fun.
that was good.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that.
okay, so Kia,
Yes.
you are you financial literacy, the financial guru.
Honestly.
Tell us how you got into pennies to pounds. Tell us how it came
Yeah.
about. We want to know the backstory.
Okay, so I had always been interested in financial literacy from like school and stuff. So in school, I was, like in secondary school, sorry, you had that person who was selling.
Yeah.
I was that
Oh,
person.
yeah,
really?
yeah.
The
I
sweets
was that
for
person.
Vipe and the
Gold,
flavors.
cookies, donuts,
Yeah.
me
Wow.
from year 7 to year
Wow.
11.
So you've always been a
Yeah.
hustler.
I've always been a
Wow.
hustler. That's always been me. And
Wow.
even in primary school, I used to sell scarves.
Wow.
So whatever I could sell, I was on it.
While
So
we
amazing.
were selling Scooby Doo's or those things,
Yeah.
we were selling
Oh,
scarves.
That was
hand
leveled up.
knitted.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I did all that, right? So
That's
that was
amazing.
always me. So I learned from my parents from young how to
Yeah.
save, especially
Yeah.
because I was bringing in a lot of money from doing all that. And when I tell you, I had money just sitting there. I didn't know what to do with it. So that's when I first opened up a savings account. I remember my first
So
one.
how old were you when you opened up a savings account?
My mom opened up for me about 12, 13.
Wow.
Because bearing in mind, like, I was earning a lot of money then. What am I going to do with it? Keep it in a piggy bank.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. It's
And
true.
it got to the point where my mom started putting it into her account, and then she's like, you know what, you deserve to have your own account.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see how much you've got. So she
Wow.
opened my own. And then got to sixth form. And I went to really, really strict sixth form, right? I went to really, really strict. So most of the focus was on education, but I remember I studied economics and we had only one lesson in my whole entire education. And my economics teacher said, right, I'm going to teach you guys about taxes today because you'll never hear it again. I guarantee you. Until you need to start like paying it, you'll never hear about it again.
That's amazing.
And I remember that lesson, I was the most engaged I've ever been in my life in that lesson. I was literally taking down notes and that was not even part of what we were meant to be learning.
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
find it so interesting. And then I got to university, and even though I had these, good money habits already, I found myself in some debt because I was getting student loan, but it only just covered my rent.
Yeah.
So I had no money to live off.
Yeah.
I was working, but that money only lasted like a month or two. Like, I didn't have much money. And my dad didn't want to give me money. Now at the time, when you're
It seemed
like an
it was
18-year-old,
harsh. Yeah.
I said my dad hates me. He doesn't care for me. And I moved away from
Yeah.
home. So I lived in Coventry. And I was like,
okay.
the man
right.
hates me, blah, 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 all this. And now I can look back and be like,
Yeah,
no, he actually did it for my own good.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Wow.
found myself in that debt because I ended up taking some of my rent money to live off.
Okay.
So I had to pay
yeah,
it
you
back.
had to pay it back.
Even when I
yeah.
asked my dad to pay it, he said, no, you'll thank me for it one
Wow.
day. So I worked,
Yeah.
hustled, got the
Wow.
money, paid it back, cool. Then you'd think I would have learned. Second year came. Better now because I've got a job. I was working in London, so I was commuting every weekend, but I had better money because you get paid more.
Yeah.
In London,
In
outside
London.
London,
Yes.
cool. But then I ended up applying for a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
I applied. I thought the application didn't go through. I applied for another one the next day. Both went through.
Oh
my God.
Both with a 1K limit. So I
Yeah.
maxed out both in uni.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I was just like, oh, I've got extra money.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
literally.
You
Because
don't
it
think
is
about
basically extra money.
Yeah,
Obviously not
I was
yours,
like,
but
yeah, of course. But
yeah.
You
again,
don't think that far.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
so anyway, maxed those out, but then ended up paying it all back. Learned that lesson. And I was pretty good. I mean, some people may see that as like, oh my gosh, that's really bad. But in general, I knew how to manage money. It's just like I got so tempted by the extra
Yes,
money.
yeah,
Right,
yes.
cool. And then I had a friend who there was like a group of us, and everyone but myself got pulled into fraud.
Wow.
So it was the temptation of having extra 5, 10, 15K these boys are telling you.
Yeah.
And even I'm telling my friends, don't do it. It's not worth it. I get it. I know we're all kind of struggling financially, but don't do it.
Yeah.
No one listened to me. And then one of my friends, she gave all her details. And the boys, she had $3,000 that her parents set aside in an ISA account, and they took all her money.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So from there, I realized, you know what? We actually don't get taught this.
We
at
don't.
all. So then, obviously, my curiosity carried on. I started teaching myself, started learning. And then I started what initially was called Life Lessons with Kay. And that was on YouTube. But as you can imagine, young people don't really go onto YouTube.
Yeah.
To financial videos.
Yeah.
It's cool. So that was in 2018. I put that to the side. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not going to give up on it. I'm just going to pause it for a minute.
Yeah.
So I went down so many different routes. I was doing graphic design at one point. I was doing hair coloring. I did so many different things, just trying to explore what I liked.
Yeah.
And then October last year, so October 2019, was when I made a thread about Help to Buy ISA.
Yeah.
I ended up going
I
viral.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that, when was that again?
October last year?
I can't believe that
Only
was, I thought
last
that was
year.
ages ago. And so much has happened since then.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
I know. So October last year, I made that thread, ended up going viral. And let me tell you this, I was at work.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Apple when I remember I made the tweet. I made it on the train. I remember on the train there, made the whole thread, and then I posted it in our meeting. So I remember I clicked tweet. And bear in mind, at that point, I had like 800 followers. So I was like, okay, if about 10 people like it, then woohoo.
Yeah.
That was it. And I only did it because a lot of my friends who knew I did Life Lessons okay before were like, can you help explain what helped my ISA? Should I get it? Mom said I should get one, but should I get one? So I thought, okay, cool. And I made it with the intention of screenshotting it to put it on my Instagram because I had a bigger following on Instagram. So obviously I did it and I was like, okay, on my lunch break, I'm going to screenshot it and put it on my Instagram. Came back to my phone. So while we were working, didn't have my phones on us. So I didn't have it. 4 hours later, came back to my phone on my lunch break. I just saw my tweet was at like 10K reach. I was like, what's going on? I had like 70 DMs. I said, whoa.
Wow. Hold up a minute.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And I didn't realize at the end of the thread, I said, if you have any questions, DM me. But I didn't expect it to go viral.
That,
You know what I mean? So I thought maybe like one
A
person
few,
might, because I don't have many followers.
Yeah.
So then it kind of went from there. Then people asked me, okay, so what's the lifetime ISA? So I made that thread. And then it was like, okay, but what's this? And I was like, okay, this is credit scores. And then from there, I think within a week or two of that thread, I said, you know what, I need a dedicated place to put this.
Yes.
That's when I created Pennies to Pounds.
So it kind
Amazing.
of happened by accident or purpose. In a way.
Yeah, because I mean, it's always been my passion,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
didn't intend for that to happen.
at that point.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
it to-
Yeah.
that- wow.
And sometimes things happen like that. You don't intend for
Exactly.
you know, that simple tweet that your friends asked you to do to go viral, but it
Yeah.
did, and look at you now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the fact you had so many DMs just goes to show that we all want to know about
Yeah.
financial
Yeah.
literacy. Like, we're not taught this. That's why we're itching to know more.
And we want to
Yeah.
know, and I think what is important is that it's not just that we want to know, it's the fact that I always say to the girls, when we're putting out like call to actions, is in regards to, okay, you know, information out there that we want people to use, make it easily accessible for them, make
Exactly.
it easily
This is it.
digestible.
Because
you know
Make
we're
it hard for
lazy.
them. Like, you know, it's like I can say, oh, read this article, and then you go on, you press the link, you got to put a password in.
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta-
such a long
like,
process.
It's too much just to
Yeah.
get to that.
Yeah.
But you made it easily accessible, and also the information was broken down that people were
So
able to
easily.
digest
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I love about Pennies to Pounds. It's
Yeah.
such
Thank you.
it can be a tedious subject,
Yeah.
finances, but you've broken it down in a way that literally teenagers can digest it,
Exactly,
older people can digest it any age. And I think that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what about your parents? Like, what were they the example that you had in regards to finances? Because let's be honest, like a lot of our parents, it's not that they're bad, examples, but it's even the conversation just hasn't. It never happens. Or some of them aren't great examples.
Of course,
So
yeah,
what was it like growing up in the house with finances?
For me, I'd say I had a great upbringing in that sense in terms of finances with my parents. I know that prior to me being born, my parents found themselves in loads of debt because they were young when they got together. They got themselves in loads of debt, but my dad worked to pay off his debt and my mum's debt.
Wow.
So then it was when I came, then my brother came 5 years later, it was I'm not going to let our kids go through what we went through.
Yeah.
So all I had was the example of, so like in my family, my dad was one of the first people to own a property. So I've always been used to, of course, I want to own my own house because my dad's he's got multiple properties now. So I'm like, I'm going to be like my dad. So thankfully, I've had that positive outlook on finances, and he's always been very clued up. And he's been like, you need to do this. You should start saving. I remember he started telling me you need to save for a house when I started uni. He's like, yeah, you need to say that. You got to start saving.
That conversation was I was not thinking about
Do you
that.
see what I mean? But
So
at every
good.
point, at every milestone, my dad said, right, this is the next step for you. You need to start thinking about
that's
this.
amazing.
Now you're 16, you
That's
start
such
thinking
an
about that.
amazing
Now you're 18, you start thinking about that. And even now, I finished uni, he's like, so how long talking about the house? Like, when are you going to move out? Do you know what I mean? He's
That's
kind of
really
pushed me
good that
every
you've
milestone.
got someone that kind of holds you accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
You know, that's really good.
You don't really hear about that much with in general.
Yeah.
You know, especially, let's be honest, black.
Especially
parents.
exactly that's the
Let's
whole
be
thing.
honest.
So
And I know your platform is mainly aimed at helping people of color, black people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
to,
obviously,
to, better their finances.
yeah. I mean, pennies pounds is obviously for any
Yeah.
young people to
Yeah, of
consume,
course.
but
the heart of it.
the heart of it is for the black community because I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
we're the most disadvantaged in the terms of obviously our history and everything.
Yeah.
Going back, if you want to talk about that, cool.
Yeah.
But in terms of right now, there's not much talk about generational wealth. It's like I'm good
This
now.
is it.
I'm okay
Generational
now.
wealth, yeah.
I'm not thinking about
Well.
the future. I'm not thinking about my kids per se.
Yeah.
As long as I live a good life now,
Yeah.
then my kids can figure it out and
Yeah.
do their own.
Exactly.
Instead of thinking, but then you look at other races and they've got their
Mates.
kids in their will.
The
They're
Chinese, the
exactly.
Jewish,
Yeah.
Asians.
Yeah.
Have you noticed
Whites.
Asians? All these corner shops is all owned by
That's
them.
what I'm
really
saying.
take care of
And the worst
themselves.
thing, you know what the
That's
baddest
what
They
it
thing
do. They
is?
put each other on.
The baddest thing is they're all not only owned by a certain demographic, but you see that there's 10 shops, they're all family.
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
family.
Literally.
There's 10 shops
Exactly.
there.
Literally.
Yeah.
They'll send to this because they don't mind because that's their cousin or their sister or their brother.
I'm telling you.
And then you got the
that's how
Jewish,
it is
you
in
have
my
the
area as
Jewish
well.
community
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
You have obviously the white community as well, So you're right. And I think that's important that, black people have a safe space to go to.
Exactly.
Where
Yeah.
they don't feel judged as well
Yeah.
by
Mm.
the decisions they've made or their parents have made. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Child.
Another.
It's a lot.
No, there's a lot.
It's a lot.
But there is another question I want
Go
to ask.
for it.
This is actually my question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, social media. We know
Yes.
what social media is like.
Yes.
We know that people have this cancel culture.
Yes.
We have a culture of just people are so impressionable. They don't know what
Yeah.
they're talking about, but because someone has said something, they'll just jump on and be like, yeah. Let's look for who we can attack today.
I
Yeah.
hate Twitter.
So obviously you have a
Sometimes.
huge platform. People are always going to criticize. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? I'm sure you've been criticized before on
I
social
have.
media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say there's probably 2 significant times in this year that I've
Yeah.
been doing it.
Yeah.
That I've been dragged, so to speak, that I've
Yeah.
been cancelled. And you know what? The first time I remember I was so emotional and I got
Yeah.
so upset. I remember calling my dad crying
Wow.
because to me, I was just like, it's almost like, I think what happened was I made a tweet and it was misinterpreted. So
Okay.
whoever misinterpreted it, like as you said,
They
some-
run with it.
they push the narrative
Yeah.
and all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like she's bad. And
Yeah.
I had
People don't want to ask questions. or
right, and
just
then,
ask for-
then I had my friends and people who follow me who were like, well, no, you took it the wrong way. That's not what she
Yeah.
meant. But it
Yeah.
already blown up into a storm
Wow.
by that time, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't understand. Like I set up this, and it was all, well, not all. It was primarily black people,
Yeah.
and I was like, in my head, I was like, are you trying to cancel someone who's literally pushing and
Right,
pioneering
yeah.
for the community
Yeah.
to make sure that we had the knowledge and the wealth? So the first time I was very distraught and very upset.
Mm.
Second time, again, I mean, I don't think it ever gets easier per se. I just think you learn how to manage it better.
Yeah.
And I think the second time affected me more than it should have because it happened during lockdown.
Right.
So because-
there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and
Mentally.
I found myself on my phone 24/7.
Yeah,
Yes,
trying to
yeah.
see what people.
You see
What
what I
was
mean?
it? If you don't mind. going
No,
back
no,
into it?
it was
I don't remember that.
it was one of, so at the time when they were pulling up big influencers for different tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Oh
pulled me
my
up for a
gosh.
tweet, which wasn't derogatory,
Yeah.
but the way they tried to spin it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So obviously everyone who saw it was just like, but she didn't mean like that.
Yeah.
But then certain people were just like, oh, how
They
could she
run
say
away
this?
with
yeah,
it.
they
And
just, yeah.
I was like, number one, obviously, I was really young. I was like 13. Number two, it wasn't even rude. When I read it back, I was
13.
like, there was
There's nothing in it.
I didn't say anything wrong.
When people
But-
are set
but
on
I think
something,
people were just already on the hype.
Yeah.
Trying
Yeah.
to cancel
they were,
something.
Exactly.
they were going
Yeah.
ham finding people. and
Exactly,
what-
because
yeah.
I know for me, I've always loved being a dark skinned woman. So I was
Yeah.
like, I know for a fact I would not have said anything
Yeah.
to belittle,
Yeah.
my community. So when the tweet came out, I was like, it's not even bad. But because of who I was, people were
Yeah.
enjoying tearing me
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I
That's
mean?
it. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
it.
Wow.
but for me, I think that was more of a wake up call to be like, I think at that point I was very relying on social media in terms of almost, I think I almost fell into a place of my validation came
Yeah.
from people
Yeah.
saying you're doing amazing,
Okay.
from people
Yeah.
saying, oh, I love your content.
Mm.
And I was just like, you know what? That has just woken me up. And
Yeah.
I'm on my phone, I'm on social media, but I'm not anywhere near how
Consumed by
I was
it, yeah.
before
Mhm.
at all. And I think it's just a place of, because people cancel you one day, then they love you the next. And that's
This is
just what I
it.
found.
This is it.
Yeah, one week everyone hated me because of the tweet I
Yeah.
apparently said. Then the following week, oh my gosh, she's
You
doing
put out
amazing.
content
She's
and
doing
yeah,
this.
they
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
it.
oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much for this content.
Mm.
And it's just kind of like, you know what, as long as I'm I know that I haven't done anything wrong. As long as I know that I'm putting out good content, then it's just you just have to just kind of move past it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Wow.
So how
Thank
do you like maintain your mental health, especially during this period, and especially as, like you said, a lot of people are on social media, and unfortunately, there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
So is there like any tips that you do for yourself?
I mean, I definitely limit my time on my phone now. So I limit my time on social media
Very
for sure.
important. Yeah.
Some people go to extreme with deleting the apps. I don't think I'll delete the apps, but I am aware of how long I've been on
Your
it.
discipline.
Yeah. Nowadays, I take myself out for walks. Obviously, now we can go out a bit more. This is obviously lockdown when we couldn't go far.
Yeah.
But now you can take yourself out somewhere. So I go for a walk. And I just kind of I think I like to see people more. So before, it's almost like, so like I said, when the tweet happened, it was almost like I was in a place of isolation where I can't see anyone. I can't really talk to people like that.
Yeah.
And now I'm by myself. I can't even leave the house really because we're not meant to leave the house.
Yeah.
So I just kind of just make sure that I'm out of the house, kind of do things. And I look after myself. I just say, you know what, today I don't feel that great. Because sometimes we have our ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel that great today. So today I'm going to take time out and I'm going to do this. I'm going to, I want to change my hair today because that's what makes you feel better.
Exactly.
I'm going to do a face mask and just relax today.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, that's what I try to implement. Try and keep
That's
myself.
amazing. And like, so what I really want to know
Go on.
is, since you've been, you've started with the platform, and even before, you don't have to go into detail, but were there any issues that you've come into in regards to money with family or friends? Because people know that, you're good with money.
Yeah.
Have there been situations where, you have, maybe if it's not friends, like,
Yeah.
can you give me, do you find people pulling on
like
you
that.
a lot financially
Right, like that.
because of the place that you're in?
I'd say yes. More so, I mean, do you know what? Sometimes I find that I've been out with some friends before, and it's almost like, well, Kia's got money, so she can kind of.
I'm not surprised at that. Though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That assumption. I don't like people assume.
No, don't
make that
assume,
decision for me. If I haven't opened my mouth to say, then don't make decisions with my money.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like,
do.
I mean, I'm always a generous person before this anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm more like to be like, oh, it's all right, this is on me, or like, let's go out here, but don't worry, I'm paying for it. But I find it's more of like a given. Like, you can do this. Yeah, and I know definitely family. So I have some family who I'm not super close with.
Yeah.
Like, there's no issue, but I'm not just super close with them. And I saw them at a reunion.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just like, oh yeah, Kia's doing amazing. She's gonna buy us all houses and she's gonna do this. And I was thinking, honey, I'm buying the people houses who have been here. Who have been here. Please.
Because I can imagine, I see it from like the only examples I can really use is like maybe. I guess we all have it in let's be honest. I was going to say celebrities, but it's not just celebrities. There's members in my family and other families that I see where there's always one or two people that are more financially stable than others. Yeah. And the rest of the family really pulls on them.
And I think
is that a lot of pressure that you feel?
Do you know, I think it makes it even worse because in my family, my dad has been the person for his sisters,
Okay.
his siblings, the person who's always got money, who's financially stable, and now it's like,
do you have
siblings? now his one brother, a young brother, but now it's almost like in my family. Oh look, now his daughter's financially stable as well.
Yes,
so now they're both
right.
it's almost like it's just us in the family who have the money. So if you need anything, so obviously he's for my sisters, for his sisters, for my aunties, and then it's me for like my cousins. My cousins kind of be like, oh yeah, let's go out, but can you pay for this?
So how do you implement boundaries?
Honey, I ain't paying. I just tell them, babe, it's your house, you better have your money. Because whether or not I have money is not in discussion.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. 100%. If you know me, then you know I'm the person who's frugal. I'll tell them, look, I can get a discount here. We're doing this, but I can get a discount. Yeah. Whatever it is, because at the end of the day, the only way to keep money is to make sure that you actually spend it properly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not one to spend it just because I have the money.
Yeah.
I will spend.
Be smart about it.
Me, I can be big, rich in this country, and I'll still be like, oh, you guys are student discount. You guys happy hour, yeah.
That's the way to get money, though.
Exactly.
That's the way to keep your
Yeah.
money. 100%. Wow, that's amazing. And what you spoke about it before in regards to like you were in debt in uni, etc. Would you say that was the moment, like that's been the biggest regret that you had in regards to finances? I mean, you've learned a lesson from it. I think it's actually good because the platform you have now, I think it's good to speak from experience so that you can relate to people.
Of course.
But has there been any like financial decisions you made and you just been like, what the heck did I just do? Or like, ugh, this was bad.
I think not. I try and live my life through lessons, not regrets. I decided that a couple years back.
That's a good way to think about it.
So I think that was probably not the wisest decisions I've made in life. But I think the dumbest thing I've done which I think I was looking at, I was like, you were so dumb. It was my best friend's birthday in first year of uni.
Yeah.
And she wanted to go to Amsterdam. We booked it. I spent like £600 in this year in this whole holiday. Cool.
Gosh.
But
Booked it
Amsterdam,
all.
that's around the corner.
Yeah, I know, but whatever she wanted
Like
to do.
spending money,
Yeah,
all
I
that
think
kind of
all of
stuff.
that. Yeah, it
added
counts for
up, okay.
£600. Cool. So I've come down. This was in Coventry, so I've come down. Do you know what, since when she's in the pod? So I was in Coventry, yeah. My boyfriend at the time was with me.
Yeah.
And we got into a huge heated argument whilst I'm packing. I remember chucking things in my suitcase, everything. We got into a huge argument, and then we had to come back to London together. Only for me
awkward.
we had to come back together in silence. Right? Then we finally made up as we were partying, cool. And then I went to her house, my best friend's house, with her boyfriend and everyone who was going. And as we go, everyone's like, yeah, Kia, just checking, like, we've got everything. Everyone's just like, yeah, you got this, you got that, you got your passport. And I was like, yeah. So, okay, can we get our passports together? I'm looking. I said, I don't have my passport.
You left your passport?
I left my passport. And the thing is, they would have driven to Coventry and back if I told them about 2.5 hours earlier.
Oh,
but because I didn't realise, I was just like, oh,
so wait, you didn't go and you spent all that money?
Yeah, I went back to Coventry. That was it.
Oh my gosh.
I called my dad like 4 in the morning. I said, I'm coming home. He said, I swear he's going on holiday. I said, yeah, I got my passport.
Wow.
And he was like, I was
That's
dumb, innit?
painful.
Yeah.
That must
That
have,
is so
oh my
painful.
gosh.
So I'm watching the snaps, I'm watching everything, everyone in Amsterdam. I said, yeah, I'm dumb. I didn't have my passport on me. And that was that. And I got back to Coventry, it was on my bed. It was on my bed when I got back.
Wow.
I was like, yeah.
Because you were
dumb.
So- and
you
it's
were
when I was-
angry.
I was
You were
fuming.
heated.
I was so angry.
And that's funny because it's not even directly about the finances. It was more so about how you weren't careful around,
Yeah,
like,
I was just
yeah.
like,
you know,
why did I
making
let
sure
this
you had
argument,
things-
like,
Yeah.
because me,
distract
like,
you.
if I was by myself, I would have double checked,
Yeah.
triple checked, where's this,
you
where's
would
that,
have
okay, I'm
really
gonna
thought about
But
it.
because I was so angry, I just threw everything in. I was like, I'm going, whatever.
wow.
£600 down the drain.
Oh
I was
my
thinking,
goodness.
so upset. So
Mad.
upset.
But anyways, it was a lesson. Like
It was a
you said.
lesson.
So-
It was a lesson.
Lesson, not
What?
regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a question. So, well, actually, let me just set out the scene. So, it was my birthday a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my so I invited my friends and everything, and one of my friends actually said, "Actually, I can't come because I can't afford
Okay.
to come." And it just got me thinking. Like, I remember there was a time where a lot of people wouldn't want to vocalize or want
Yeah.
to say, "Actually, I can't afford it," but
Yeah.
would go out of their way to try and make it and then
Yeah.
get themselves into debt and all that kind of stuff. What would you say to someone who either doesn't have enough money, or is struggling with their finances, or, you know, whatever that's going on with them, and they get invited to certain places, or they feel like they're pressured to go to certain places, like maybe influencers, for example, because I know there's a lot of influencers
Some of them don't have as much
who
money as you think.
don't have
yeah.
a lot of money. Like, all of that stuff is gifted. It's not
Yeah,
really
yeah,
money.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
clothes and items and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
what would you say to someone who feels pressured to do certain things for financial reasons?
I would definitely just say be honest and open, because I've realized now in the last year that I've been doing this that my friends have been more open to talk to me about finances.
Nice.
Yeah.
Regardless, and
Yeah.
I've had friends who are doing amazing, who got amazing savings, and I have friends who are in 6K debt. I've got the whole spectrum in my
Yeah.
friendship group.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they know that it's better to have that conversation and say, you know what, I can't do this right
Yeah.
now. Or do you know what, I actually need to pay for this debt. So I actually can't afford to go out.
Yeah.
So for the next 2 weeks, I'm staying at home because
Yeah.
my money needs to go and pay
Yeah.
into debt. Whatever it is, it's just being open and just realizing you'd be surprised who may be in the same situation as you, but oh my gosh, you're doing the same
No,
thing.
it's
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've been
Yeah.
struggling too.
Yeah.
You have no clue. When,
Yeah.
when
There's
you
a
just
lot
start
of
talking
people.
about finances and say, you know what, I really want to do this. I tried to save, but I dipped in. Or like, you know what, because of the pandemic, I've had to use all my savings up and I just don't know how to start again. People be like, oh my gosh, you too. Oh my gosh, same.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, you kind of open up with those dialogues or saying, you know what, the first time I got a credit card was right now because I lost my job and I had no money. So now I've kind of racked up £500 on my credit card. I don't know how to pay it back. But it's just all these
having
things.
that conversation.
Yeah, just having a conversation. You realize that you're actually A, not weird, and B, that there are people around you who actually want to help you and try and be like, oh yes, all right, I'm the same, but blah blah. You should try and do this, or even like obviously when people talk to me, I try and give them a plan of how to do it.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing that I'm not. No one's gonna judge you.
Yeah.
Well, if you're friends, they should.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
they
ask
shouldn't.
you,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask you, do you feel like people were ever intimidated to talk to be honest and vulnerable about their financial situation because you're the financial guru?
I think. Do you know what? I used to think yes, but some of the DMs I get, people were just wearing their soul on me. But
Probably they
I'm
see as their
glad.
black sister,
Yeah.
probably.
I'm happy, but that
Yeah.
was the whole point. That's always what I want. I want honest conversations. So if
Yeah.
we're talking about
Exactly,
debt,
yeah.
let's be honest about
Yeah.
the debt that we're in.
Yeah.
If we're talking
Yeah.
about saving, let's be honest. Say, you know what, I save and I just can't really
Yeah.
keep it in there.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, let's just talk because there aren't many. There's loads of platforms which talk about money, but I feel like a lot of them are always for, you should invest, and look at my investment
Yeah,
portfolio. And I've got 10K in there and blah,
exactly.
blah. As opposed to saying, you know what, I started investing, I only put in like £5 a month.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
just,
Like, let's just be
relative,
real.
like,
Let's be real.
Yeah,
Do you
because
know
I
what
mean, there's the need to and the want to be like a role model and say, look at me, I've got all this money
Yeah.
invested, for example, and this is my portfolio. And look at my big returns. I'm on like 15K.
Mm.
And then there's, for me, where I'm kind of at is like, but I'm talking to regular people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes, while there's an odd person who can afford to do that, most people are
The
just like, I
average
want to start
person, yeah.
investing, but I haven't got, you know,
Yeah.
10K to put
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
I've only got maybe £100 to spare
Yeah.
for the year to invest. How can I do it? Can I still do it? And it's just like,
Wow.
we're talking to normal people.
Yeah.
Well, my platform's aimed at normal people, so let's
Yeah.
have normal
Normal
conversations.
conversations.
Yeah, and
Because
I love the fact that those type of conversations are becoming normalized.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
Because it used to be such a taboo talking about
Yeah,
finance,
money,
like,
yeah.
or salary and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. But
exactly,
now
but it's
people are
becoming-
opening up more.
Exactly.
So what's the number one question that you get in your DMs from people?
It's either about investing, so I want to start investing, how do I invest? Or it's, how do I get out of debt?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think,
say
yeah,
the
the
two main
debt one
questions.
Yeah, and do you
Yeah.
just give that advice freely, or how does it
Yeah,
work
I mean,
with you?
nowadays my DMs are like ridiculous. That's probably the worst
I
way to
can
get me.
imagine.
Wow.
Like, literally, that's the worst place to get me.
Yeah.
And I have even like my friends trying to DM me, and they're like, "Did you not see my DM like 3 days ago?" I'm like, "Well, why did you DM me? Like, you should know. Twitter's the one place you shouldn't DM
So
me."
do
on.
they do? So where do you get your most DMs? Is it Twitter, Instagram, 'Cause
Twitter?
you-
Like,
Okay,
So
Instagram.
yeah, your Twitter is popping, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Instagram very rarely. You
Okay.
probably have a better chance of getting a reply from
On
me
Instagram.
Yeah.
That makes
But
sense.
in general, I try and get people to send them through the website because it comes straight to
Good.
my emails.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that
And
makes
in
sense.
that way,
You
I
put
either
it-
reply
do it
to
in
the
an
email.
organised way.
Yeah, either reply to the email or I will do an episode of Pennies to Pounds where I just answer everyone's questions. So
Nice.
all your
Yeah.
questions be answered
I
on
love
that
that
episode.
one. when you do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really
So,
good.
yeah.
And it's also a good way to get people to listen to your podcast as well.
No,
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
It's very,
For
very
sure.
true.
But for me, it's just an easier way because I find sometimes you can reply to people individually, then I get 5 of the same questions. So it's like if I just could say it once, then everyone who needed to know, especially even the people who didn't ask me, are able to get their question answered. Which is why I just try and do it through that medium.
That
Yeah.
makes so much
Makes
sense.
sense.
Makes so
Love
much
that.
So
Yeah.
Ooh.
we know it's kind of hard times right now. Like
Yes.
it's been a very
It is so
difficult
hard,
year.
yeah.
It has
Very difficult year financially for
Yeah.
a lot of people. And I mean, just off the top of your head, it would be great to hear from you as to what you think this year's been like economically, how this year has gone in regards to, you know, the economy financially and how we can work our way around that. How do we say, for example, you know, I've lost my job. Like you were saying, someone took out a credit card. You know, someone takes out a credit card because they've lost their job. They can't afford to do this or that. What would be your advice like to people who are in that position
kind of
right now?
position.
And you know, in regards to the economy right now.
Yeah. The economy has plummeted like we've never seen, and I don't think anyone anticipated it. Like no one, even in Feb when we kind of had talks of Corona, we didn't
It
think
wasn't.
anything of
I
it.
didn't think.
And now we have like interest rates where it's like not even worth saving your money.
It's like 0.01% or something.
It's
like
ridiculous.
so
Like even
ridiculous.
there's going to be talks of having a negative interest rate coming in.
What?
Yeah, so to give you guys a brief explanation, we make sure I
Please
say
do.
it
Yeah.
right. So negative interest rate will basically mean if you were to take out, so once we're in it, if you were to take out a loan or a credit card, the provider will pay you to take it out. If you have a savings account, you will pay the bank to save your money in that account.
No way.
That's what
What?
it means.
Do you know
So
what
you're
it
gonna
is?
be
They're
paid
trying to
to be
discourage
there.
saving.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be paid and you're gonna be, and then you're
They're gonna
charged
be,
to save
and then you're gonna be encouraged to borrow.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
what they're trying to do is they're just trying to boost the economy. They want us to
because they've
spend.
lost out so much.
Yeah, they don't want us to save. That's
Yeah.
wicked.
Yeah, so we're literally
Wow.
on the brink of that.
Crazy.
So the economy right now is not great, and there's still people losing jobs, especially people in the arts. And
Yeah.
And then obviously
Yeah.
now
It's not
October,
great.
you know,
The furlough
furlough's
scheme,
finishing.
Yeah.
And they're doing this
It's been moved
job
to-
support scheme,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is is a bit crazy. What
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how what advice would you give to people who are in crazy predicaments financially?
If
this year?
you're in that kind of predicament, number one, what I'd say is if you've had to rely on credit, don't feel bad. Because I think that there's a lot
Yeah,
of stigma
don't feel the
around
guilt,
having to, if you have to rely on credit to pay for your regular bills, which you could afford before when you had
Yeah.
the job, that's
Yeah.
it's all right. We all get into this
Yeah.
hardship. Number two, have a look and see if there's any benefits that you can apply for. Again, there's another stigma around benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But take the money that the government's
Just take
giving you.
it, yeah.
I've never understood the stigma around it. I'm thinking, mate, if I ever get unemployed, you know I'm jumping on job seekers the same
Of
way. I do not even care.
course.
The government
Yeah.
will give me money.
My
I
mum
will take
used
it.
to say, Bianca, if you ever get in a predicament, listen, if you worked, you paid your taxes.
Exactly.
So your money comes exactly.
Yeah.
You paid your taxes.
Exactly.
Because they'll use your taxes to pay Buckingham Palace
Yeah.
and do this and that.
Exactly.
Let it
Yeah.
come back to you. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And I've been paying since 16, so I was thinking, mate, if I have to jump off, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Of course.
So yeah, make use of any benefits there. And in terms of your lifestyle, if you are someone who has unfortunately lost income or lost their job, you are gonna have to kind of cut back on some of the luxuries that you could
Yeah.
afford
Put it
when you
down,
were
yeah.
working. So definitely go through and look at your subscriptions. Even I've had to do it. I've had to
Yeah.
go through
Yeah,
and say,
Same, I did it
cancel.
as well.
Yeah.
Where I downgraded
Yeah.
from my Netflix.
Yeah, no, because
One screen only.
honestly, sometimes you join up to this platform and this and
Yeah.
this, and it's like £6 here,
And
£5
you
there.
eventually forget, and
before
the
you
money's
know-
just coming out of your
exactly,
account. You're not even
literally,
using the platform.
literally, and you're not even
Yeah.
using it. So yeah, that's a really good
so
one.
Like, literally get rid of any subscriptions.
Nice.
Make use of loyalty cards because I think people don't do that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
am the queen of loyalty cards.
Really?
Yeah. If there's a
When they
loyalty card,
ask me
I
the
walk
tool,
out.
I'm just like, I don't have time.
But then a lot of things can be used as money. So
Yeah.
you know, like if you're shopping, you know, obviously like Nectar cards,
like points and stuff
All
like
the
that.
Yeah,
cards
Nectar
can be
cards
used
are good.
as points. Lidl just launched a new one, and if you
Okay.
sign up,
Yes, they
you
have.
see what I mean?
Yeah.
If you sign up with Lidl, your first £25 shop, you get £5 off, so £20, which can help a lot of people. All these things, you'd be surprised, especially if you shop there regularly.
Yeah.
Why not just use it?
Yeah.
So make use of that. I would also recommend and say, I think a big place, I saw a stat, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's, don't quote me on it, I think it's like something like 33% of people in the UK are overpaying their phone bill
Wow.
because they basically what happens is, you know, when your contract ends
Yeah.
and it's up to you to cancel it. If you
Oh
don't
my
cancel
gosh,
it,
yes.
you will stay on it.
Let me tell you a story about that. So I was paying £60 a month for my phone,
Yes.
and
That's a
then
lot
I
of
had the option to
It is.
upgrade. Yeah, and that's with 30% discount.
Wow.
Let's not even talk about EER.
Yeah, yes.
Anyways, so yeah, so I had the options to upgrade or downgrade. So basically going to SIM only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, do you know what? I have excess. I'm fine with it. I don't care to have the latest
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
of course.
My
Yeah.
camera's good. Everything is
yeah.
still working. And now I'm on SIM only, £15 a month.
That's what I'm
Wow,
saying.
we go.
£15
That's
a
what I'm
month from
saying.
60 quid. So
what I'm
yeah, and,
saying.
and a lot of people don't know they can do that.
Yeah.
So you'll just be paying. They're chopping your
Exactly.
money,
Yeah.
but you don't know that you have the option
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
downgrade to SIM
And
only.
like, so
or
a lot of it is
something.
down to laziness. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like, we don't want to
Yes.
make that call. We don't want to be on hold. We don't want to go and find this email. Like it's,
Or
it's down to
ignorance. Sometimes we just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd recommend just
Convenience.
doing all those kind of things, and just kind of cut back where you can.
Yeah.
So certain luxuries that maybe you could afford, and obviously I experienced this more so in uni. So certain
Yeah.
things I was used to at home when my dad was paying for it. When Q was paying for it, I said,
Indomie. There's rice at home.
I'm telling you, me, I'll be out with my friends who are gonna go and get takeaway. I'll be like, yeah, anyway, I've got my stir fry
I've got-
ready to cook.
exactly.
I'm gonna cook stir fry when I get home. Do you know what I mean? But it's just
Yeah.
kind of adapting to that, and then as and when income does come back, then obviously you can go back to original lifestyle. But it's having to make those strip backs.
How long
Yeah.
do you think this is going to last? This plummet in the economy?
Well, the economy for as long as COVID. From what I've heard, don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But I heard someone say that COVID could be here for another 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
that's what I've
So-
heard.
That sounds about
I heard
right.
that it's gonna,
Yeah.
it'll come about 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That sounds about right. I feel like masks are here to stay for
a long
while.
time. Yeah.
Big crowds are not going to be allowed for a
No.
while. I don't think they're going to say, weddings you can have more than 100, 200. I just don't
No.
think it's going to happen anytime
Yeah,
soon.
another 2 years.
And even
So-
if COVID does go away eventually, or hopefully, if God willing, will go eventually, for businesses to actually get back to
That's gonna take a long time.
how they were before.
Especially hospitality and
Yeah.
concert venues.
Yeah.
stuff
It's gonna
like
take a
that,
while.
It's gonna take a long time.
Wow.
Wow. So okay, we're gonna round up. Kia, it's been
Yes,
amazing. This
it
has been
has.
amazing.
so
Thank
many
you.
gems.
So many gems. But to
Yeah.
round up, we just want you to give 2 or 3 tips. This is just random tips from the top of your
Random
head
tips.
for young people about finances. So say you are sitting in front of a bunch of 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yep.
What would you say? Top tips about finances.
I would say start saving now. Doesn't matter how much you're saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for people, I tell them all the time, even if it's like 50p a week, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a lot because once your income increases, you've already got the habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of saving.
Yeah,
So
it's
start
a habit,
saving.
yeah.
It's about developing that habit of
Very
saving.
smart.
So start saving as soon as you can. Number 2, don't get a credit card unless you're disciplined. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously that's from personal experience, but in general, don't get one
Yeah.
until you're disciplined.
Makes sense.
Because you will blow it.
Yeah.
You will absolutely blow it. And number 3, I'm trying to think. Number 3, I would definitely say don't leave retirement and pension as an afterthought.
Okay.
Mm.
I've heard you speak about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're
Yeah.
young, and I know when you're, in your 20s, early late 20s, you're not thinking about it.
Yeah,
You're
it's
thinking,
4 years
I'll
off.
talk
Yeah.
about it in my
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
But when you actually do the maths and work out, if I started in my 30s, how much I'd have,
You'd have,
exactly.
it's
yeah.
like next to no money. So the moment you join a place, and hopefully it's looking more long term for you,
Yeah.
and most of them have workplace pensions where another one, your employer will contribute.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're passing up free money. Your employer is saying, "I'll give you more money."
Yeah.
It's delayed, granted, but it's more money. It's almost like the way my dad described it is it's a pay rise that you're missing because your employer is saying it will give you more money, and you're saying no thanks, I don't want extra money. Just because you're not getting it now. So definitely open up a workplace pension. If you're self-employed, get.
I was going to ask about that self-employed.
Yeah, because private pension. If you're self-employed, you can literally just sign up for one. Loads of places like Pension Me, loads of places have their own private pensions.
Okay.
Where you contribute yourself. So you say, I'm going to contribute £100 a month, whatever it is, you can do it yourself. Because the state pension is like next to no money. It's like no money. It's like £150. Depending on how many years you contribute to NI. It's like £150 every week or month. I can't remember, but yeah, it's no money. So yeah.
So Kia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please let us know.
I have a question though.
Go for it. Go.
Just before we end. So what's next?
Yeah.
What is next? For Pennies to Pounds.
You don't have to tell us everything. But
Yeah. Also, don't tell us your secret plans.
Yeah.
But what's next for you? What else can we expect
What's in
from
the
you?
pots?
I'm trying and create more visual content. So that's
Okay.
what's in the works for me, and that's a big thing for me. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys feel the same. No, you probably don't. I can see. But, you know. But for me, I think maybe it's because of lockdown. I feel like visual content has been like, oh, I can't do that. I can't show my face. I can't put my face on camera.
I think I've heard you saw them.
I've literally I put my face on camera is like a big deal. And it's only recently, all my friends, like on Instagram, I hadn't posted since June, and I posted like 2 weeks ago. My friends are like, oh my gosh, she's back. I literally have trying to get myself back.
So you don't show your face much.
I really don't. I'm trying more, so I'm trying to force myself to do it more, so to get more like used to it again.
I don't know people. I always say to the girls, people. It's a different connection when they can identify the face and put a face to it.
People
in
love
this
seeing the
generation
face.
now, generation now, where
we
want to
know who's behind the business.
Exactly.
We want to know who.
Yeah, so
that's why I find it so weird. I've been recognised quite a few times. I'm like, mate, I don't put my face anywhere.
Wow.
I don't put my face anywhere. So how do you know it's
I
me?
think you feature on things.
I guess so.
Big up for you, the Guap 30 under 30, which is
amazing.
That was so
amazing.
So I think people see you in features and stuff like that, which I think
they remember your face.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Go for it.
Yeah, but this is
so many questions.
I know.
Let's
This is
get
not
everything out
necessarily
of
to
her.
do with like the Pennies to Pounds as such, but do you do all of your content creation?
Yes.
How's that? What? Because girl, how is that? Like, how is that? The graphics, like, how is that? Is there a passion you have for that? So you enjoy it? Is it tedious? And the thing is, you create content on the go a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
You're very consistent.
How do you manage time? Like, how long does it take you? How do you deal with that?
So not gonna lie, in the last 2 weeks, because it's been so busy,
Yes.
I haven't been as frequent with my Instagram. But in general, you're right, I am really frequent. I think it's half passion, half I just need to get this done.
Yeah.
I know I need to do this. So what I do nowadays is I dedicate a whole day to content creation. So I'll bulk create. And it's just kind of like, right, this is my plan. And I've never been an organized person, but I'm very organized. So I know topics I'm going to cover. I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I've kind of planned it all in that sense. Now it's just creating the actual content. But yeah, I do everything. So from...
Did you do your cover, by the way?
I didn't do my cover.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
That would be another stretch. No. I didn't do my cover. It's amazing. I didn't do my cover. But yeah, so in general, like, I kind of plan everything out, and it's just, from the podcast to creating the Instagram content to trying to run the Twitter to handling the email.
And it's just you,
everything.
You need a PA, girl.
I mean,
get yourself a PA.
You'll get one soon.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Can you please shout out all your social media platforms and stuff like that, and your website, whatever else you have, so people can know where to find you if they don't know who you are?
Yeah, I mean, Pennies to Pounds is Pennies to Pounds everywhere. Instagram, Twitter. The website is penniespounds.co.uk, where you can find more information and more resources. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm IKEA everywhere. Yeah. Not the shop. Someone literally said,
so I saw you.
Someone said,
IKEA. That is hilarious.
Someone was like, oh yeah, like that IKEA girl, and I saw it, and then I remember, like, I realized it was me, obviously, because it's IKEA the shop. That's where he spelled it.
IKEA.
Yeah. And then someone replied to me and said, "How do you know it's about you?" I said, "He said finance and IKEA. Who else? Who else would it be? I know it's about me. What the hell?" So I'm IKEA, IKEEYAH everywhere.
And if people want to ask you questions, they can go to your website.
Yeah, go to the website and just send me in a question, and I'll get it through.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And your podcast that you have with BBC Speak.
Yes. Like that. Oh, yes. So I'm on the BBC 5 Live podcast, Your Work, Your Money, which is literally where we answer any of your questions with regards to work, regards to anything, support during COVID,
Okay.
how to save money,
Nice.
how to get out there, whatever you can think of, that's what we do.
Okay.
It's on every week. I'm on every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weekly podcast. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun. I mean, I really enjoy it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kia.
Amazing.
All the
Thank
best
you
for you
so
guys. Make sure you
much.
guys
Thank you.
follow Pennies to Pound.
Yes.
Please follow.
Yes.
And get your money
Get your
up.
life.
Come on.
Get
Shall
your
I?
life together. If you enjoyed this episode, and I'm sure you did, please leave us a 5-star review and a rating on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Everything.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Just
YouTube.
everything.
Actually,
Subscribe to our
basically.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
So, yeah.
do the,
One more time. Go
one
on.
more time. One more time. We'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Bye.
Bye.